different type of energy. So you might not be saying anything in verbally, but just the way you conduct yourself, that's a lot of energy.
Right.
And it's different from your lifestyle and what you have been accustomed to maybe for a while. You know, it's just different. And so the energy is felt. But I just wanted to say that don't never think that the energy is coming as a projection of looking down.
Right,
That's only what you're probably feeling going through it. And I think that's the part where you say with consciousness that you be thankful for going through the moments. So then points of reference that you can remain a human being. You can remain, you know, you don't get pompous.
Right. Humble.
You know, yeah.
You're right.
So I think that was huge that people feel that energy. You know, and some of us then, like you said earlier, some of us went through that path where we didn't have conscious folks around us.
You're teaching.
Yeah, people that was really at you. Like,
they did. They was gonna give you a little consciousness and pimp you the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a little bit and here, get these pies, these incense, and get out there. You know what I'm saying? Get these oils. I'll tell you a little bit at a time. They're not gonna really concerned about waking you up. Simple the fact they're not concerned about waking up. They concerned about getting deeper caught up into this shit going on out there. If they're really concerned about waking up themselves, then they wouldn't even be trying to have them type of relationships with people where they pimping people for the little bit of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that they have. Because you know only by sharing you increase it. And by conscious people building among other people who are conscious, whether they contributed to them being conscious or not, the whole consciousness raises. Consciousness is the only thing you can share and get more of without losing anything. And you gain more by giving it. You become even more conscious of being conscious of being conscious of being conscious by sharing it with others. So that's a reality. You're right about that. That's going to have to, people are going to have to wake up to that, you know, in their own time. You know, we're not begging people. And consciousness, nation building requires a specific type of consciousness where a lot of knowledge that's very valuable that other people have becomes irrelevant.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Doesn't mean they don't know that knowledge is not relevant, that they didn't work for this knowledge. But consciousness requires a specific type of knowledge, a specific type of preparedness, you know what I'm saying? Where a lot of that other knowledge just don't fit it. You gotta fit something that's vast into something small.
Simplicity, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The sister was making some chili last week. She said, I'm gonna soak these beans. And I'm not a chef or a gourmet. I can't even cook. But I've been hungry enough to see how a meal can be quickly prepared. You know what I'm saying? So through my hunger, I've gained wisdom that many chefs may not have. My hunger taught me. I said, sister, just open the cans of beans and spice them yourself. You ain't got to soak the beans all night. You know what I'm saying? Just open them. You know, you can make it in 5 minutes. You can have some chili. Everybody can eat it. Oh, I'm going to soak them. I said it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'm not a chef. Don't look like one. So my knowledge could be thrown to the side. You don't know shit about cooking, blah, blah, blah. But I've been hungry long enough in nation building. I know how to be hungry in nation building. You feel me? And I know how to eat in nation building because I've been in it that long. I've been in hunger. I've mastered having to be in an uncooperative environment with black folks. You know what I'm saying? I mastered stubbornness amongst Negroes. For years, while some people was out mastering corporate America, I'm mastering dealing with us. I'm going through the circumstances and the trials and tribulations to be raised up in some level of leadership by experience, to be amongst one another to get the work done. That's it. I can't say I mastered this or that field. You may have more knowledge than me in many fields, but I guarantee you I can compress that into nation building and filter that by how I've been doing it and seeing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact, because I've been walking through. It's like you go into Africa and you get there and they're going to tell you based on them being in the village. You can't go there with all the answers. You don't know what they need. You don't know what the people are at, what their mindset is, what mentality. So you got to go there and listen to them to see how you can apply the services you have to help them. Otherwise, you're what? You're impeding on them. And not only are you impeding on them, it's an insufficient approach. Since they have been there and have experienced it, you should learn or whatever you can from them to be effective, to help solve the problems that they have. They know what they need. Or otherwise, you cannot solve any problems at all. It's a fact. So in nation building, they're going through about being out in these communities and doing this for so many years, a particular type of knowledge I inherited by the experiences. We learned to make the nation water because we found out that there's certain type of survival combinations of foods and stuff that you can drink to keep down viruses and colds, and when people are living in close proximities, they can still maintain the optimal level of health. So we came up with this stuff not because we read books. We've been through situations where everybody didn't have the flu. We've been in situations where the way we had to move, we weren't able to make those the most cleanly environments. So we had to learn how to create internal cleanliness in whatever environment we exist in. So a lot of these methods and strategies that just seem like simple things that you all have come into has been perfected through tribulation and through going through circumstances. We perfected them. And while it seemed like we had the simple solution to a lot of problems, we suffered for those solutions. And a lot of times, barely made it. You feel me? Barely made it. So a lot of information that we have is compressed to being able to survive in nation building. But that doesn't mean that it cannot be perfected. And that it's not knowledge that you can bring to it that can even make it better. But before you do that, don't invalidate or discredit how we have been able to successfully survive to be here to even perfect the process. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
That's deep on the reverence level.
Absolutely.
You know,
So be open to what it took and what it takes to be successful, because there's some manner of success here that many people anywhere can say they have and have achieved it. So what did it take? Whether you agree with it or not. What did it take? The ingredients, you know, how you feel about it, that's one thing. What it took is another. It may have took some things that people didn't agree with. It may have took some things that people would be like, man, it had to go like that. That had to happen. Irregardless, it took it. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be right here the way this is. So when people come Christianized with a Christian mindset, Christians couldn't have set this up. Christians don't know how to live among each other like this without a Bible. They couldn't even did this. Muslims could not have done this. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have been able to make it happen. The Hebrew Israelites wouldn't be able to do this without a Bible. So for us to get to this social level of development, for us to even get to this point, we ain't got no Bibles, ain't no seances, ain't no creeds, feel me? I mean, just think about the marvelousness of the harmony that has been created. Come on, no schedules. You ain't got to look up on every wall and some shit written up there. Don't do this. Nigga, you know better than that. Nigga, why you doing this? So what did it take for us to get here? What type of development within ourselves? What did we have to go through? So I'm saying before we add to it, let's see the marvelousness, you know what I'm saying, in what has been unveiled from it. And some people got their ideas. Oh, you shouldn't do like this. Why y'all got like this? Why y'all got the idea? Because we got it here like this. The way we did this, we got it from under that white man. And we perfecting keeping it from under them. Because this ain't luck. We've got better. You don't get better with luck. Over the last 10 years, we got better. If you bring anybody here that was here 10 years ago and bring them here now, they say, man, you all have come a long way. It's people here actually serious. Y'all actually got this together. So it took something. And what it took needs to be perfected. But to know what it took, you got to be open-minded. We didn't get this far by whooping nobody's ass. We didn't have to beat people up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take punches and blows and stabbing people to get here. Join the gang if you want to do that. Go to one of the toughest neighborhoods in the world and survive that way. How we did this, it was self-realization. We did get this far off self-realization, believe it or not. The mystical shit we talk is practical. It's not in the clouds. The mystical shit we talking, we really did use it to empower ourselves to get here. The voodoo that we really used, it really worked. We wasn't doing voodoo in no storefront where we just can't pay the rent. We wasn't being invited out to do voodoo for thousands of dollars, but we can't do no damn ritual to get nothing for ourselves as a community. So the magic here is real. And to further this long dissertation, the sovereignty here is real. You got this dude talking about sovereignty and this and that. We went through all that. We listened to this cracker and that cracker. And saw how it didn't work. And saw how it works for crackers. Sovereignty for the black man ain't the same as sovereignty for Europeans. It doesn't work for us like that. When you walk up in that courtroom, you're a nigger. And you're proving you're a nigger for coming and them being subservient to them, not having your own. When soon as you walk in there, I'm subject to you, your honor. How do you honor your slave master? You understand what I'm saying? So his whole system of sovereignty and legality doesn't work for us. But yet we're building a nation without that reality. But you know what? We tried all of it. We tried that. He spit in our face with sovereignty. With those, the same thing that these Moors is teaching, we implemented it. We went down to their courtrooms. We filed the motions. We filed the affidavits. And have even been among Moorish legal scholars. So I'm not just talking about me. I've been among Moorish legal scholars more adept than me, who taught me, who failed at the same damn methodologies. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not just talking about me. Oh, maybe you didn't do it right. And I'm talking about the people who taught me got their ass locked up. You feel me? With all their legal knowledge, they kept ending up in the legal system. Because that's what legal knowledge do. It pushed you in the legal system. That's the best place it can be used. So you find yourself in your cell with a law book in the legal system. The best way to learn about law is to get your ass locked up and try to get out. I don't want to learn about that. I don't want to learn how to get locked up and get out. I want to learn how not to get locked up. You feel me? I don't want to study what to do in court. I want to study how not to go to court. You follow what I'm saying? It's a fact. Whatever you study, that's what you're going to have to practice. If you practice this, you're going to have to practice it. I practice self-realization, so the people whose presence I come through have to realize they self and get the fuck away from me. That's my martial art. Self-realization. And it works. That's how we got this far. It works. People was able to realize themselves and their limitations quicker than we had to beat their ass. Because if they didn't, it would have turned into something else. So self-realization has been the most powerful weapon that I have ever seen. I stand by it. I stand by it. Now, could there be realization in the martial arts, in the movement? Yes. But my experience tells me that your most powerful weapon is your self-realization. Because if you realize who you are, other people can't help but to. Only difference between a sovereign diplomat from another country and you is how they carry themselves and what they know about themselves.
Self-authority.
They ain't got no nuclear missiles while they walking that round down the street. They not carrying no atom bomb talking about I'm a sovereign nation. Their whole demeanor makes them say, well, this ain't no atom. Okay, wait a minute, this is something else. Sorry, sir. So that means we got to carry ourselves like sovereigns with a